Hi, this is Mrs. Hannell again. We are going to be talking about graphing linear functions. So I'm going to show you how to find x and y intercepts because the only way to graph a line is with 2 points. The two easiest points to use are your x and y intercepts. Think of a point that could be an x-intercept. Some of those points could be 2, 0, 5, 0, even -3, 0. Think about where they are visually on the graph. 2, 0 is 2 to the right of the center of the graph. 5, 0 is 5 to the right. And -3, 0 is 3 to the left. Notice how all 3 points are on the x-axis. This is where you have values for x, but you have not gone up or down for y, so the y values are 0. Now think of a point that could be on a y-axis. Y-intercepts could be 0, 4, 0, 2, 0, -5. Think about where those are when you graph them. Your x-coordinate is 0, so you start in the middle and you go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is on the y-axis. 0, 2 is up 2. Again on the y-axis. And 0, -5 is down 5 on the y-axis. And so these are the points where your graph crosses the y-axis, and that's why they are called y-intercepts. Notice that all of those 3 dots have different values for y, but they are not to the left or right of your y-axis, so there is a 0 for the value of your x-coordinate when you have a y-intercept. Now we're going to talk about how to find those x-intercepts with an equation. If you let y be 0, then your equation will look like this. 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 12. Notice that the only variable you have now is your x. And so you would be finding where you cross the x-axis or where the x-intercept is. So you have 2x equals 12 because 3 times 0 does not add or take away from our equation. Your next step is to divide by 2 to isolate the x. So you have 2x divided by 2 on the left, and on the right you divide by 2 as well. This gets rid of 2 and solves for x. X is 6. So our point, our x-intercept, would be an x-coordinate of 6. Remember that that is where it crosses the x-axis, so you do not go up on the y. If you're looking for the y-intercept, then we're replacing the x with a 0 so that the only variable we have is y. We want to know where we cross the y-axis, at what number. So 2 times 0 gets rid of our number 2, and we have 3 times y on the left equals 12. To get rid of 3, we're going to divide by 3 on the left and on the right. That gets rid of 3 and solves for y, which is 4. Our point then for the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis at 4. So put the 4 in your y-coordinates place. And remember, we don't go to the right or left of that axis, so it's 0 for the x-axis. And if you forget, look up here at where you plugged in 0 for x, and make sure you have 0 in your x-coordinate of your point. This question that we have next is from your homework. It is y equals 2x plus 2. And so we are going to take the equation and we're going to solve for the x-intercept. So we need to write the equation. Okay, the pen's not working. Just one moment. There we go. Now we can replace the y value with a 0 and have 2x plus 2 as our equation. Notice the only variable we have is x, so we will be finding where we cross the x-axis. Solve using your MDR strategy. We're moving the 2. Use the inverse. And so you have negative 2 equals 2x. Divide by 2 and get rid of it. And divide by 2 on the left. So our value for x is x equals negative 1. That means our point is negative 1, 0, because this is where the x-coordinate is. On your y-intercept, we write the equation again. Y equals 2x plus 2. This time we're solving for y, so we need to keep the y in our equation and replace x with 0. We have y equals, and we're not going to put 0 there because adding or subtracting 0 from 2 does not change it. Your value of y is 2, so when we write our point, the 2 goes in the y coordinate. And we look up and we see that the x-coordinate was replaced with 0, so we put 0 in front in the x-coordinate. When we plot our points, our x-intercept is to the left 1 at negative 1, 0. Our y-coordinate is in the middle and up 2 for the y-intercept, and that's 0, 2. And then you will use a straight edge to connect the points in your line. Our next one is 2x plus 1. This one is the one from your homework. So we are going to write the equation y equals 2x plus 1. We're solving for the x-intercept, so we need to leave x in the equation and replace y with 0. We'll move 1. We'll divide by 2. And that gets rid of the 2's and solves for x, which is negative 1/2. Your point then is negative 1/2 for the value of x, 0 for the value of y. Then we'll write the equation one more time. Y equals 2x plus 1. We're going to keep the y value in this time, so we know where it crosses the y-axis, and we'll replace the x with 0. That gets rid of 2, and we have y equals 1. So our coordinate, where our point where we cross the y-axis is at 0, 1. Remember, the 1 is a value of y. It goes in the y coordinate place. So for negative 1/2, 0, we're going to the left in between 0 and 1 and plotting a point. And then for the y-intercept, we're going up 1. And we can connect those with a line. Our last equation is 4y minus 2x equals 20. So we write the equation 4y minus 2x equals 20. We can go ahead and do that for both the x and y intercept. Okay, and on the left side we want to keep x in the equation. So we put 0 for y. And so that gets rid of 4, and we have negative 2x equals 20. On the left side, we divide by negative 2 to get rid of that. On the right side, we divide by negative 2 again. So x is equal to negative 10. So your point is negative 10, comma 0. The y-intercept is where we leave the y in the equation. And so we have 4y, and we are replacing x with 0, and so you're going to have 4y on the left. You got rid of your 2. You have 20 on the right, and we do division bar on the left and right side to get rid of 4. And that leaves us with y is equal to 5. So our point for our y-intercept is 0, 5. Right, to the left 10. Okay, so we have a point way over on the left-hand side, and then up 0, 5. And then we connect those with a line. Once we have those x and y intercepts, drawing the line is easy. Done.